Jada Pinkett Smith is one of the most outspoken people in Hollywood, but there are plenty of folks who wish she would just keep quiet and look after her own affairs. Stacey Dash had a few choice words for Jada Pinkett Smith over the latter's decision to boycott the Academy Awards in 2016 after the acting categories' nominees were made up of only white individuals for the second year in a row. As Smith wrote on Facebook, "At the Oscars, people of color are always welcome to give out awards, even entertain, but we are rarely recognized for our artistic accomplishments. Should people of color refrain from participating altogether?" During an episode of Fox and Friends, Dash called Smith's plan ludicrous, while adding,
"We have to make up our minds. Either we want to have segregation or integration."
Dash went on to propose the idea of getting rid of award shows like the BET Awards, in which only African-American artists are recognized, in an effort to promote integration. As she explained, "If it were the other way around, we would be up in arms. It's a double standard." Stacey Dash wasn't the only one who spoke out against Smith's decision to boycott the Oscars, as late actor Alexis Arquette also had some choice words. She took a somewhat different tack though, taking aim at what she saw as some underlying issues with Smith's marriage to demonstrate why she couldn't take her seriously. As Arquette wrote on Facebook, "When Jada comes out as gay and her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked into him servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them." Arquette then clarified in the comments that the person she claimed walked in on Will Smith and Medina, a high-profile producer whose credits include The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, was Smith's first wife, Cherie Zampino. While Arquette was clearly frustrated with Jada, she reserved her greatest ire for Will, as she also claimed Will threw a fit on the set of 6 Degrees of Separation when he was required by the scene to kiss Anthony Michael Hall. Neither Jada nor Will have publicly responded to Arquette's accusations. Jada Pinkett Smith isn't exactly best friends with some of her husband's former co-stars. Janet Hubert, who originated the role of Aunt Viv on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, had a tumultuous relationship with Will, which ultimately led to her role being recast after 3 seasons. So it wasn't too surprising when she also didn't support Jada's decision to skip the Academy Awards. As Hubert wrote on Facebook, "First of all, Miss Thing, does your man not have a mouth of his own with which to speak?" She then took aim at Jada's misguided focus on an award show, writing, "There's a lot of going on in the world that you don't seem to recognize. People are dying, being shot left and right. People are hungry, people are struggling to pay bills, and you're talking about actors and Oscars. It just ain't that deep." And Hubert didn't stop there, as she also noted, "For you to ask other actors and actresses to jeopardize their career and standing in this town, you know damn well you don't do that." A few weeks later, though, Hubert pulled back on her criticism, making it clear that she respected Jada and even somewhat agreed with her.
This didn't just start this year.
Yeah.
This started way back when the Oscars first, came up.
Right.
Came in, yes.
Jada apparently isn't keeping up with the Kardashians anymore. She and her husband had been close with the famous family for years after running in the same circles, but then a certain Red Table Talk guest managed to split Jada and Kris Jenner apart. The issue arose in 2019, after Jada had Jordan Woods, Kylie Jenner's best friend at the time, on the show. Woods confessed that she had kissed Tristan Thompson, Khloe Kardashian's on-again, off-again boyfriend, which led to a major divide between Woods and the Kardashians. After the interview aired, fans quickly noted that Jada had unfollowed Kris and Khloe, as well as Kim Kardashian, on social media. Viewers speculated that she was taking Woods' side in the conflict, especially since Woods' late father had worked as a sound engineer on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air decades earlier. Despite unfollowing Kim, Khloe, and Kris, Jada continued to follow Kendall and Kylie Jenner. Will Smith reportedly attempted to reach out to Khloe to smooth things over, with a source telling The Sun, "The Smith family know the Kardashians really well. They were all at Kim's wedding to Kanye, and so Will picked up the phone to speak to Khloe. Jordan is just 21 and naive. She didn't mean to hurt anyone. Will always supports her and considers her family." Red Table Talk came to an end in April 2023, and it seemed like nobody was happier about it than Nick Cannon, as he declared on his radio show The Daily Cannon, "If there was no Red Table Talk, then Will wouldn't have slapped the out of Chris Rock." Cannon was, of course, referring to the infamous incident at the 94th Academy Awards in 2022, when Will Smith responded violently to a joke that Rock made about Jada's hair loss. Cannon also called Red Table Talk that toxic table and added,
"Too much honesty can get your ass slapped in the face."
Cannon also called out Jada for bringing her marital issues to her own show in 2020, when she admitted to being involved in a so-called entanglement with artist August Alsina around 2016.
Yes, it was a relationship, absolutely. I was in a lot of pain, and I was very broken.
Will and Jada separated for 7 years following the incident, though they have since reconciled. Cannon wasn't buying their candidness, however, as he admitted that he no longer looks up to them as couple goals. As he put it, "That was royalty, Will and Jada. Then they brought it to the table. I don't want to know all the about y'all." Jada Pinkett Smith and Chris Rock were once attached at the hip, but her 2016 Academy Awards boycott caused a bit of a rift between them. Rock was actually hosting the Oscars that year, and he took the opportunity to joke about Jada and her husband during his opening monologue, as he quipped, "Jada's mad her man Will was not nominated for Concussion." Then came the infamous slap at the 2022 Oscars. In October 2023, Jada told People magazine that she hadn't spoken to Rock since that incident, but also revealed that their differences began years earlier. As she explained, "I think that there might be some misunderstanding between Chris and I as far as the 2016 Oscars. I think that he might have taken offense, which I meant no harm in offending." Rock attempted to apologize right after the 2022 incident, but Jada felt that it wasn't the time to hash things out. As she revealed, "Chris came down to the end of the stage and tried to apologize to me. He said, 'I didn't mean you any harm.' I said, 'I can't talk about this now, Chris. This is some old.'" Jada also revealed that Rock's joke about her shaved head wasn't the only time she's been offended by him. As she admitted, "I'll say that several times I've had my feelings hurt for sure. I've had my feelings hurt a lot by Chris, but at the end of the day, too, being in the spotlight, it comes with the territory." Sports personality Stephen A. Smith was among several individuals who rallied behind Will Smith in the midst of his and Jada separation and tumultuous marital journey. On an episode of the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast, the host threw some serious shade at Jada for being so open about her extramarital affair. As he put it, "Let me tell y'all what Will Smith does not deserve. He does not deserve what Jada Pinkett Smith has done to him."
You can't treat that man like that. It's none of our business.
Stephen A. Smith also criticized Jada for what he called an emasculation in the public eye.
He's Will Smith. How much smaller do you want to make him?
50 Cent is known for his string of public beefs, so it perhaps wasn't too surprising when he called out Jada Pinkett Smith for her checkered past in 2023. The controversy was sparked that October when Jada admitted to selling crack cocaine in Baltimore when she was a teenager. She told People magazine that she didn't have the best influences in her life while growing up with drug addict parents, which pushed her to fend for herself to get by. As she put it, "I knew that anything that I needed was something I needed to provide for. I decided to sell drugs." But 50 Cent wasn't impressed by Jada's will to survive by any means necessary. In fact, he apparently even decided to try to rescue her husband, as he went on social media to declare, "All right, enough is enough. Free Will Smith. WTF is going on?" Political strategist and TV personality Anna Navarro had some choice words for Jada during an episode of The View in 2023, specifically regarding the latter's memoir. As Navarro joked, "I kind of feel like I know more about their marriage than my own damn marriage." She speculated that Jada was engaging in a publicity stunt by remarking, "Every time she needs to increase the ratings of the Red Table, every time she needs to sell books, she drops these bombshells. I find it unseemly." Jada responded to Navarro's comments on the radio show The Breakfast Club, advising her to take the time to actually read her book. She also explained that while she respects a different point of view, her critics should do their research, not just about her own book, but also regarding her husband's 2021 memoir, Will. As she put it, "People have the right to their opinions, you know, and I always know that anybody who's saying that hasn't really done their homework."
Will knows what it is. I know what it is. My kids know what it is. And more importantly, Great Supreme does too.
Rapper Rick Ross wasn't exactly on Jada Pinkett Smith's side when her marriage woes went public. In fact, he even collaborated with her former lover, August Alsina, on the 2020 track Entanglements, which seemed to be a direct response to Jada's comments about their so-called relationship. Ross also spoke about Jada in an interview with Rolling Stone, saying he wasn't impressed with how she carried herself in public. As he put it, "I don't think I agree with Jada Pinkett. To me, she's psychologically lost and needs some counseling. Jesus, what you going to tell us next?" He also took a shot at her memoir Worthy, claiming it wasn't a hit because, quote, "she already told us everything." He then threw some serious shade at Jada's film career, as he sniped, "You were in the movie Set It Off, and that's all we know you from. You got $15K for that role, and that's it. Calm down." As for Jada's affair with her son's close friend, "You f***ed your son's best friend. You said your son introduced you to psychedelics. What's next?"